Well, everyone, set your calendars for tomorrow morning as there will be my top 5 ways to save Coronation Street. But just as I started polishing that video, another bit of news broke. Now it's time to acknowledge that another Coronation Street star has quit the show. And this one for me, it is a sad one, but it's very present in one of the things I've been complaining about, as the Coronation Street star who has quit the show is none other than Aadi Alahan. Another Coronation Street exit, the star quits after 5 years. Coronation Street star Adam Hussain has left his role as Aadi Alahan in the ITV soap. Adam first appeared in the show in 2020, taking over the role from previous young actor Zenon Ditchett, who played the character for 10 years. Talking to Instagram, Adam announced his departure in a sweet post. I guess the secret's out now. As some of you may have heard, I will be leaving Coronation Street for new pastures, the actor penned alongside a recent full photo of the Coronation Street cat. Over the 5 years I spent there, I learned so much about the world and the industry, and now I feel I'm prepared to spread my wings a little. I've made friends that will last a lifetime, and will surely miss such a special family. This isn't a farewell for Aadi, however, more like a see you later. I'm excited to see what the future brings. Thank you, Coronation Street, for giving me such a privilege of portraying this character for you. Until next time. Metro understands that Aadi will be on screen until the end of summer. Aadi was first introduced in 2006 and had some major storylines since Adam took over the role, including romances with Summer Spellman and Amy Barlow. Whilst protecting fiancée Kelly Nealon from her kidnappers, he was shot. This came just months after he survived a car explosion, where father Dev chose to save sister Asha instead. Luckily, all three instead. And that one with, I don't remember her name, so I'm just going to call her Sinead O'Connor from Coronation Street. Stephanie Davis. More recently, he developed a relationship with older woman Stephanie Vance, who was married to a business associate of Dev. Shortly after the affair was exposed, she left him for his husband. And there we are. So, fundamentally, I think this is a big loss for Coronation Street. I do think this is a big loss, because they have actually invested quite a lot of stories in Aadi as a character. He's had multiple relationships, he's had big, impactful storylines, and he's also been entrusted to be in that comedy role. Now, I won't lie, this is apt in terms of one of the video that's released tomorrow. I've been saying this verbatim a lot. Stop setting up relationships that are never going to fucking happen. You want to know what may have kept him on the show? If he actually ever got into a relationship with Amy Barlow, like they've been teasing for the last 2 years. I don't know, maybe that one. Maybe that one. How about that one? Maybe they would have stayed if they would actually decided to give him a long-term storyline that actually lasted. And you know what? He was given a significantly bigger boost. Him and Summer were probably two of the biggest real recipients of being a big deal, and they got a lot of storylines very quickly. It's a kind of wild thing to say that he's quitting the show after 5 years. I think that he was fantastic in his role. I think that this is an absolute fumble. Now, admittedly, it does come with the territory when you have young actors and you basically have them develop on screen. And he definitely has proven to be a pretty talented actor, pretty talented comedy-wise. And generally, he's proven to be a pretty fun character to have around. And as I said before, it really does just go back to the main problem in this. And the main problem for me is they never gave him anything to fucking do. At the end of the day, they just simply... He had a lot of big storylines, yes. But did any of these storylines last? No. So then, once a storyline doesn't last, you're then stuck to selling stuff in the Minute Mart. Right? Or that's whatever Dev's, the corner shop, regardless. And that's just not what you want to do as a young actor. I mean, it's why Kelly Nealon left. It's why Millie Gibson fucked off, because she's in Doctor Who now. She's got the most eyes on her possible. for these characters, if they're earmarked for greatness, you don't let them slip through your fingers if you can do anything to avoid it. And it's not necessarily a problem of consistently. You just don't give them shit. At the end of the day, you just don't give them shit. Hollyoaks, for example, you don't give Isabel Smith nothing to work with, and she's proven to be one of the probably fastest rising superstars in soap in general overall. You don't give David Platt nothing to do. You always have something for Ken to do. You always give something, like, you don't. And yeah, sure, he's not on that level, admittedly. He's not had that big breakthrough storyline where he's probably been nominated for, like, best role, like best, like, actress, best actor, etc., etc. He's not really had that role, but he has had the breakthrough moments which would lend to developing the character further, and not just having them be like a shot in the dark. Oh, hey, remember Aadi? He had some cool storylines. He has been involved in some of the more memorable storylines in the last couple of years. May not have been the most well received, the one with Stephanie Vance, or the one with Stephanie Davis. Yeah, it wasn't really the most beloved storyline, should we say. But fundamentally, I still think that he had proven himself. And there's something that's so frustrating as if you prove yourself and then you're still given the same old shit. Because he did tackle, like, stories with, he did tackle, like, scenes with a bunch of, like, prolific actors. You know, had a bunch with Evelyn, had a bunch with, you know, Steve Tracy. I'd imagine some with Ken, probably not that many. But yeah, this one's more shocking to me because, as I said before, and as I'll keep repeating because apparently this is my only angle, you keep these stars. You keep them. You keep them happy, and then they stick around. And then they decide, I'm going to make the best out of my situation. If I'm going to be a soap actor, I'm going to be the best fucking soap actor possible. So, yeah, it's just disappointing. It is really disappointing. Especially because I like Asher, but Asher has been underwhelming the entire time. Like, I still think she's good, but in comparison to Aadi, she is pretty cheeks. Like, I still like her, I still think she's good, but like in terms of actual platform they've given her, it's so much smaller than Aadi's. So yeah, it's kind of a shame. It really is, because fundamentally, Coronation Street has done quite a good job at actually turning that generation of teenagers into adults. They've actually done quite a good job in proving that we are treating these characters seriously as adults. It's just at some point it had to stop. They've given Amy big storylines. They've given Summer big storylines. They've given Asher big storylines. They've given Nina big storylines. They really have invested in the future. But the problem is the storylines are over, and now a lot of them are reduced to just reacting to what's happening around them, which at the end of the day is not really what you want to do in what some would probably suggest maybe the prime of your life. You don't want to spend your 20s just selling biscuits at devs. You want to be having big storylines, and you want to be like tipped to become great. Like David Platt, for example. David Platt was always in storylines as a kid, had the Richard Dillman stuff, grew up on the show, and then he had his like, all right, I'm getting older now, I'm an actual actor now, I can act properly. From that point onwards, he became a huge mainstay in storylines and progressing the character out of being an adolescent. He has a relationship with Tina, a relationship with Kylie, into his relationship with Shona. Like, they were having, like, with his kids, he's been having really big, impactful roles, which have truly impressed. And sometimes you're just not tipped for that great success at the end of the day, which is the sad aspect. But I do think that he'll probably leave it open, and I do think he will be back at some point. You know, when some characters do leave, it does feel like it's just, you do feel like they're never just coming back. So I do think it'll be important when he does come back, as long as they actually commit to it and not just sell it down the river. That's my general take on this one. I do like Aadi. I do enjoy I do enjoy Aadi, and I will miss him as a character. He did breathe a breath of like fresh air into the scenes that he was in. But you can understand as a growing actor and as a young actor, you don't really want to spend your time wasting away when you could be going, got the most attention on you possible. He's probably got a good Instagram following. He has, he's probably established himself quite well. He has a podcast, so clearly he wants to be doing stuff that's a bit more than just this. So it's a shocking one, but ultimately, in terms of the actual exits, he's not nearly as big as Gail or Eileen or Daisy. But still, I think they will feel the effect, and they will need to kind of replace Aadi in its own way and actually have a character who stands up at this time. But yeah, tell me what you think. I think I'm quite biased towards Aadi. I do really enjoy the character, if you couldn't tell. So this one is a bit of a shock for me, but I'm also not surprised. But like I said, and this is a teaser for tomorrow's video of the top 5 ways to save Coronation Street, you have to deliver on these relationships that you build, because maybe if they'd actually had Amy and Aadi start a proper relationship and actually invest in the couple, maybe he wouldn't be leaving as sharply as he is. And that is where I'll leave it off. But yeah, thanks for watching. What do you think about this news? Tell me in the comment section down below. See you in the next one. Bye bye. Bye. Bye.